So you want to learn Beam, and the first thing that you do is to ask to the AI or see the documentation. You start to notice that it is a lot of information. You can learn Beam in just a few days, but the good news is that you don't need to learn it all. You just can focus in what you need. So in this video I'm going to give you a method to focus just in the things that you need. Okay? So let's start. The method is very simple. First, you need to identify a problem. For example, change a word, delete a word, search and replace things. Then you will find that for that problem there are many solutions in Beam. You have to study those solutions and just choose the one that covers more cases. And then you can learn the rest, okay? So first, identify a problem, find the solutions, and just keep the one that covers more cases. And learn the rest later, okay? Let's do an example. Suppose I have this sentence and I want to move to the word cat. So this is my problem. I want to move to cat. And I have a lot of solutions. I can press W until I go to that place. I can do it with W but in uppercase. I can do it with E. The same but with uppercase. Or I can do F and a letter, for example C. So you have to study this and you will find that maybe it is not necessary in this moment to use W in uppercase, E and E in uppercase. You just can keep with W, F and a letter. Okay? So you just need to build muscle memory with W and F for now, and you forget the rest. You can learn it later, okay? Let's do another example. Now my problem is delete the word cat, and depending of the position of the cursor I have several solutions. For example, if I'm in this position I can do X 3 times, or maybe I can do DIW, or maybe I can do DAW. If I'm at the start of the word I can do DW, and if I'm in the last part of the word maybe I can do D, P and X. Now after you study these solutions you will find that the option that cover more cases is DIW, because it doesn't matter where the position of the cursor is. It behaves like the same in any position. So you can replace all with DIW. Okay? For now you can forget the rest and just keep DIW. Okay? Now suppose you want to change the word cat, not just delete it. you will find that it's very similar to the previous case. Just replace D for C. You can change the word with CIW or CAW. If you are at the end of the word, you can do CB, or you can do CW if you are at the start of the word. And you will see that CIW covers the rest of the cases, okay? Because CIW behaves the same if it is in the start of the word, or in the middle, or at the end, okay? Okay, let's do another example. Now my problem is delete everything inside the parentheses, and you will find that you have these options. In this case, the 4 options are very similar. In this case, you just can choose the one that it is more comfortable for you, okay? I can do DI open parenthesis, DI close parenthesis, DIV, and the one that is not the same is DF close parenthesis, because if you do it in this part, it doesn't behave correctly. For example, DF close parenthesis, and you delete a part of a word that is not inside the parenthesis, okay? So just choose the one that suits for you and forget the rest. You can learn it later. Let's do a last example. Suppose I have this text and I want to replace cat for dog. I can do it in several ways. For example, I can record a macro and repeat it in every line. For example, this. And then just repeat it. Or I can search replace. Or I can find a word, change it, and then press next and repeat. For example, cat. I change it, then N and point. In this case, the one that covers more cases is search and replace. The macro, you need to have the lines in this form, so you can use it in every time. And the find cat replace, if the document is big, it is not very helpful. So this is the one. Okay. So suppose you are lazy as me and you don't want to study all the alternatives for a specific problem. You can use AI for study. ChatGPT is very well for this, and I think it's enough. You don't need a very good model for this. So let's do an example. I'm going to take this problem and I'm going to ask to ChatGPT the alternatives for this problem. How can I delete the cat word using pin motions? Give me all alternatives. So you will have all of this. And you can ask him what is the alternative that covers more cases. So he thinks that is DAW, which is the same as DIW. So, or as almost the same, but you can stick with any of both. Both are good. And that's it. You don't have to do anymore. So hope you like it. See you.